Welcome to the Ignite Your Purpose podcast. We've been away for a few days. I've been in Canada for a few days recording. Lots of shows, lots of videos, lots of content for you guys. But we apologise for not popping out. Max, what are you doing? For not popping out the daily podcast as we always promised. But we think the benefits will be greater than the negatives. So today,
let's give you a little bit of kudos. You were in travel for 41 hours or something. So, I mean, John didn't sleep for probably close to 2 days. He had a crazy flight. I actually think the Isle of Man is in a different galaxy because it seems that flights in and off that island are kind of like Bigfoot. We hear about them, but we've never seen them.
They are.
It took John like 8 days to get home, it feels like. So the guy needed some sleep. So we appreciate you being back up and at it, John.
Yeah, they are sometimes quite mystical. Oh man, my hair's a bit fuzzy. Sometimes they go, sometimes they don't go, and we never know. But we are Ignite Your Purpose. We talk longevity, healthy lifestyles, a mix of mental, spiritual, physical knowledge, mind, body, soul, trifecta. That's us. That's what we do. We come to you trying to lift the energy around all of us, each and every one of us, for a better life. Max and I, we've been there. We've had our highs. We've had our lows. We've fallen forwards, fallen backwards, a few tears, but it's about that. I was going to use the struggle each and every day, but it's about the positive mental attitude each and every day and working towards something that is better. So today, Max, this might be take 3. What are we talking about?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Consistency would have been a good word instead of struggle. It's that daily consistency to want to be better and do better. Okay, take 3. We did this show on a drive into the mountains of Banff. We did this show on a drive into the airport to take John home. And now we thought, hey, seeing as they both didn't work for some weird reason, let's do take 3, 7,000 miles apart. So we're going to talk alkaline and acidity, and how basically an impromptu chat with a awesome little vegan girl that I work out with kind of got us into this mindset for both John and I. We're actually going to go get some litmus papers, and we're either going to pee on a stick or put it in our tongue to actually find out our pH level. Do you want to kind of go in depth on that, John, what the pH is?
Okay, pH level is the acid alkaline scale goes from 0 or 1 to 14. 14 being alkaline and 0 or 1 being very acidic. Neutral pH is 7, and with the latest reading, or the last time I looked, we aim to be 7.35, 7.45. You'll get a different answer from 100 different people, but ideally we are just on the alkaline side of neutral. Max.
So I'm working out with this awesome lady, and she was going to do me a favor. She was going to take all these clothes to a place for me. So I'm carrying these bags of clothes out to her car after a workout, and we pop the trunk, and I seen, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 bunches of celery. And I was like, damn, you juicing celery? She's like, yeah. I'm like, medical medium? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what? So, we have to vibe even closer now because we're medical medium homies.
Max?
And yes.
Could I just ask you to stand still a little bit more, because you're moving around and it's getting really furry and blurry and fuzzy. Cheers.
Probably being Italian, you want to talk with your hands. Okay. So we finish a workout. We start talking about that. Then next thing I know, John and I are out having a little lunch with her, and she was telling us how herself and her sister, who have both been vegetarian and vegan for a number of years, did the pH test, and they're both paramedics, I believe, as well. And they did the pH test, and they said before they started juicing celery, and on the amazing diets they're eating, awesome food all the time, right? High quality, which is probably like a lot of us out there. We think we eat pretty good. They tested their pH, and they were still in the 5 point something range. I don't remember exactly what it was, but maybe 5.3, 5.5, which is still more to the acidic side, right, John?
And no, that's very acidic. The scale is not linear. It's not. If you're 5 instead of 6, that's not 1. That's, I think it's 10 times more acidic.
That's major.
If you're 4, that's 100 times more acidic. I think they call it logarithmic. I did the science, the engineering years ago. I just can't remember that stuff, but those numbers are well acidic.
But yeah, so it's a major thing, right? And I can't remember exactly the amount of time they've been juicing the celery now, but let's say 1 month to 2 months. They just recently did their pH again, and you were there for this conversation, John.
Yeah.
And again, I can't remember the exact point number, but it was in the 7s now, correct?
Yep.
So, I mean, again, if we talk that scale, we know if you're more acidic, there's an issue there because that's where everything can grow. Whether you want to call it viruses, disease, cancers, it's a good breeding ground for them. The minute we get into the alkaline side of things, it's a little tougher for anything to do their damage because you are in a alkaline state, and nothing wants to grow in an alkaline state because you are healthy. John?
Yeah, that's right. So a little bit more on how the celery juice works. My interpretation of it from the reading that I've done. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but seems to work. I feel great off celery juice. My skin's looking amazing. 45. Just joking. So what we have is we have our stomachs, which are acidic. It's a hydrochloric acid, or we believe more accurately is a combination of about 6 or 7 different acids that enable us to eat the food, start to pre-digest it when we chew it in the mouth, and it does all its things, and it gets to the stomach where it is broken down to make it much, much easier for it to be passed through the digestive system, for all those nutrients to be absorbed through the cell walls, and then for all the fiber and the whatever's left, that goes out the back end. What we understand, or what I understand, and please correct me if this is wrong, is that due to our lifestyle habits and the abuse that we typically put our body through, and the lack of nutrients or the lack of foods, our stomach has become less and less acidic, and that might be on the 0.1, 0.2 scale. I'm not too sure, but because of that, our food is not digested enough. It then gets to the colon. Because it's not properly pre-digested, it then sits in the colon, putrefies. There's that lack of fiber pushing it through, and therefore we create this acidic environment in the gut. So the gut is more acidic than it needs to be, and the gut is supposed to be alkaline, and the stomach is more. It is acidic still, but it's more towards the alkaline level than it would be, and that causes dysfunction in our bodies, and that can lead on to all manner of other things, which I won't go into. We can put links below, but it's, you know, the leaky guts, the autoimmunes come from this dysfunctional gut. We understand at the moment, and other things that the medical medium would point us to. But Max, back to you.
So let's do this, John. I've been doing celery now for, I really can't put a figure on it, but 1 month to 2 months. Yeah, and John, you've done it now for two going on 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, 1 week, 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, let's give some feedback. For me, I mean, I'm used to drinking chaga in the morning. I haven't drank coffee for over a decade. I do drink green tea. Now that I've implemented green juice, celery juice into my diet, I mean, it's like replacing coffee and chaga put together. It definitely wakes me up. John knows that, you know, I do a lot of fasting every day, and sometimes I go long, sometimes I go short, but I feel even with the green juices and all the shakes we drink, but that celery juice, man, yeah, skin, not just my facial skin, but my body skin feels hydrated. I feel energy. I feel sustained. Whether that's just the celery, I don't know.
Yeah,
but those are some of the positives I feel, John.
I mean, certainly when I was in Canada with Max, and here, John, have the celery juice.
That's how we treat our friends. We can't afford much, but here's a 3-cent celery juice, baby.
Yeah. We were just going all day. We were going till 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon without eating. We'd just get up, have our celery juice, maybe have a fruit juice after. What the protocol is, if you are interested in doing this, according to the medical medium, whose book is pretty incredible, you wake up, you can have a glass of water or a glass of water with apple cider vinegar or lemon in it if you choose. But then pretty much you have your 16 ounces, give or take, of celery juice on an empty stomach. You can then leave it 15 minutes and then go for your breakfast or just the juice. But we were having the celery juice, then taking a juice a little while later, going for a run, working out in the day, on the go all day, and not even thinking about eating or being hungry till later in the afternoon. Whether that's the celery juice or whether that's just because we were busy, I'm not too sure. But I think my bowel movements were just a bit more regular, a bit smoother. My skin was pretty. My skin normally dries out in Canada because of the air, and that didn't really seem to happen. I just felt good. Pretty much. Yeah.
How was your energy and brain fog? Not that we have a ton of that, but we're human, we do. So
yeah.
Did you notice anything there?
No, clear, sharp. There's no lack of cognition. I was very very focused and on point all the time, really.
And we were going like 10 bears, right? Like, so
yeah.
Of course there's that little bit of, we're riding on a high, we're together, we're focused on what we're doing. I definitely understand that. But there's definitely a clarity in the morning and an energetic vibe that comes from it. And again, John mentioned bowel movements and all that, but you can just feel it. I honestly don't know. I mean, I've read it. I don't know what's going on down there with the celery juice, but the micronutrients, the nutrients that are going into your gut and hooking up your liver, and your stomach, it's amazing. And it's so easy to implement, right, John?
Yeah, it is. It's super easy, and you can get a whole stalk of celery for next to nothing. If you've got a juice, so it doesn't have to be anything special. Just bang it through. Now, my interpretation of what happens with the celery juice, okay, it's you're still getting some insoluble fiber through there. You're still getting your vitamins and your minerals and your phytonutrients, but it's also got a certain kind of salt. Just like all sugar is not sugar, all salt is not salt, and there's a number of variants of salts in there that have come in a certain kind of packaging that just do their thing in the stomach and in the gut, and enable the body to detoxify and to clear out these waste products and to remove metals from the system. We're not entirely sure how it works yet, but there's been a lot of research by a few individuals, and they've got hundreds, if not thousands, of examples of where this has turned the most chronic of conditions around. Like we say, we're not doctors and we can't say that this will happen, but for the cost of a couple of quid a day, I don't see it's a downside. Now, I mentioned this to my wife when I got this. She went, "Ew, celery juice." Now, if you say those words before you've even tasted it, you've manifested your experience, and it's going to taste crappy because you've just decided that. But if you think the benefits rather than the negatives, and I don't particularly think it tastes bad at all. It's different every day. Sometimes it's a little bit bitter, sometimes it's sweet. But if you think of it as medicine and just think about all the incredible things it's going to can do to your body, and then you manifest yourself healing from it rather than celery juice. Don't like celery juice. Don't want to take celery juice. Because that,
I mean, John, something this big takes what, 8 seconds to 30 seconds to drink?
Yeah.
I mean, we sometimes just got to pull up our big boy pants and chuck the medicine down, right?
Yeah. Okay. So we'll put a few links in below. We'll put the links into, of course, our other channels. If you want to go check out our Instagram or our, we got the YouTube, but we are in pretty much most places. We are at IY Purpose, Ignite Your Purpose, kind of semi-abbreviated. We're also iypurpose.com. You may not that's not up yet, but please go and check out our other channels, and please give us some support whilst we're growing and sharing this knowledge that we have gained over the years with you all. Max?
Love it. And I think what we'll do, John, is let's get those pH litmus tests.
Yep.
I guess we won't have a before, right? But it would be kind of cool to know where we're at now after 3 weeks for you and maybe 2 months for me or whatever for where I'm at, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So,
so we'll do a follow up with that when we both test it.
Okay, man. Right. I think that's all for now. So please, if you like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up, like us on YouTube, and please do send us your feedback and your comments, because that is the most important part for us. So from me, thank you. I will see you on the next show tomorrow, where Max and I will be talking about how we do shit when we travel. So we'll probably break it down to how we eat when we travel, how we exercise when we travel, how we relax, how we create this environment from home that's similar to home, so we don't make too many compromises.
All routine based, brother. Okay, guys, thank you so much. We thank you for the audio listens, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Bye-bye.